will be present for veneration. Exposition of the Blessed Sacrament and benediction is also included. Confessions will also be available from 2 p.m. to 2:45 p.m. For more information, visit stpeterlindsay.org.
Are you a small company in need of tech support? Do you have technical issues that come up and you don't know what to do? Does your church need guidance with live streaming? I am Charles Gura, a parishioner at St. Catherine of Siena Parish in Carrollton and a sponsor of KATH 910 AM. Whether it's making sure computers are updated or they are backed up, ProMultis can provide these and other services. We can be reached at 214-702-6996 or online at pro-multis.com. That's pro-multis.com.
Are you a young adult looking for the right path through the challenges and changes in your life? Do you wish to do God's will but don't know how? Join Young Catholic Professionals April 29th through May 1st for their 2022 conference, Thy Will Be Done on Earth as It Is in Heaven. A weekend of inspirational speakers, enriching small group discussions, and the sacraments together with 600 plus witnesses for Christ from across the nation. Visit ycpconference.org to register. Registration closes April 7th.
Hello, it's Todd Sluter, licensed professional counselor with Epiphany Counseling and longtime sponsor of GRN. I have been blessed to work with many individuals, couples, teens, and families in our diocese for the past 8 years, incorporating counseling principles with authentic Catholic values. God wants you to have a greater sense of joy and purpose. If you or someone you know are struggling to find purpose, stuck moving forward with goals in life, or a relationship is not working, you may need to seek a counselor to help regain hope and healing. You may get in touch with me at 469-556-8336.
Would you like to support a wonderful Catholic school here in North Texas doing great things to bless students who are in unique and challenging situations in life? Hi, this is Dave Palmer, and I am very excited to be the MC for the 25th annual Noche de Gracias Night of Thanks benefiting Casada High School in Fort Worth. The event will be the evening of Tuesday, April 26th at Joe T. Garcia's restaurant in Fort Worth. To purchase your tickets or to learn more about Noche de Gracias, visit casadahs.org and click on the Make a Difference tab.
Are you looking for a tax preparer this year to help you with your personal or business tax filing or management? At Balance Book LLC, they can assist with business and personal tax returns, accounting services, sales tax, payroll, business formations, and more. They can be reached by calling 972-805-5095. Or you can visit them at 4425 West Airport Freeway, Suite 122, Irving, Texas 75062. Balance Book LLC, a new sponsor of the GRN and members of Holy Spirit Catholic Church in Duncanville.
Join the people of St. Jude Parish in Allen on the third Saturday of each month as they hold their 40 Days for Life. Following morning mass, participants will carpool to the Whole Women's Health Clinic to peacefully pray for an end to abortion and offer Choose Life handouts. Participants will meet up back at St. Jude after about an hour. If you've been looking for a way to further the pro-life cause, this is your chance.
Do you want a faith-filled Catholic community where your child will thrive? Discover Immaculate Conception Catholic School in Denton, where your child will receive the very best spiritual foundation, along with excellence in education. ICCS serves 250 students ages 3 through 8th grade. Whether it's living the Rosary, the celebration of the Mass, or the formation of saints, scholars, musicians, and athletes, Our Lady School is the place to be. For more information, call 940-381-1155 to arrange a tour or visit CatholicSchoolDenton.org.
Welcome to Back to the Father, a show about the journey of life focused on our final end, which is God Himself, our loving Father. And now, here's your host, Dave Palmer.
And welcome to another thrilling edition of Back to the Father here on the Guadalupe Radio Network social media sites. We're on YouTube, we are on Twitter, and we are on Facebook. And all right, I've been adjusted. Glad to have you with us. We have most of the team here with us today, and this is a program where we laser focus on some particular teaching of St. Thomas Aquinas from his famous Summa Theologia, which he wrote back in the 13th century. He died in 1274, and he's considered the doctor of the Catholic Church, the angelic doctor, and the patron saint of all Catholic school education. So if you like philosophy, if you like theology, and you like learning stuff and kind of, they're learning cool stuff about God and his creatures and providence and that kind of thing, this is the show for you. And so glad to have you with us. And don't forget to comment. We like your comments on whatever platform you're watching. You can also call in if you want and talk to us live on the air. Diane will take the call, 877-757-9424, 877-757-9424. And somebody's already commenting on my Mr. Rogers sweater. So, all right. I love these kind of sweaters. I think they're really cool.
I like their classic.
And that is Cecil Anderson, and she wears hats. Ooh. And that is quite a hat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing you could say, right, without being insulting.
Oh, no. I was getting into conversation with you about it, is that, I wear hats for practicality. Like when I go out in the sun, I always wear at least a baseball cap because I don't want to get, skin cancer. And that's why I think most men wear hats, is they got to protect their bald heads.
Yes.
Women don't have bald heads generally, but they wear them decoratively, just, clearly that has no practical purpose. But it's cool, though.
I mean, I think so. We were talking about roof clearance. Make sure I won't hit my head on anything.
But it hits that.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
I
know. Don't go any further.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it? Does that have a name, or what is it called?
I'm not sure, but I kind of equate this to kind of the hats that they wear either at a royal wedding. It's not actually even a hat. It's a headband that is made to look like a hat. Or the ones at the Kentucky Derby, Again, no practical value except for you look taller.
Yeah, and it's kind of classy.
It is.
Because Kentucky Derby, that tends to bring out the blue bloods.
I'm basically waiting to be invited to the Kentucky Derby or to a royal wedding.
Well,
and I'm ready to go.
Maybe it'll happen during the show today.
Got my $7 headband hat.
Where do you buy those cute hats?
I got this one at Sam Moon here in the DFW area. It's an accessory store that had wall-to-wall hats, and I was like, I can't leave here without a hat.
Yeah, but the kind that are kind of off-center in the band, they don't have a particular name to them?
That's a fantastic question. Mine can be adjusted. See? Look.
Okay. So is there go left, go right, kind of like parting your hair? Does it matter?
I think it depends on what you're feeling that
All
day.
Right. What the vibe is for that day?
Exactly.
Okay. You're feeling right or left? All right. And that is Diane Xavier behind the glass. Has never worn a hat. She is a hatless woman. Once again, she does have headphones on, though, so that's nice. How you doing, Diane?
Good. I can't wait to participate.
All right. You like this topic, don't you?
I love it. It's about the supernatural.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that, supernatural, because angels, from our perspective, are supernatural. But I guess from their perspective, they're not supernatural. They're just, they're in their own nature, right? But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of deep, I know. So
it's a little too early in the show, Dave, for this.
I know. We got to start off kind of light. And we are going to start off light because we're going to talk about angels today. We had a show long time ago, even back when we were on the radio. Didn't we do angels?
Yeah. One of our first shows, I feel like,
was that
angels.
The one that got us kicked off the
Probably.
air? Yeah.
Oh, that was like the most popular
we
on-air
actually
show.
was.
We went off with a bang.
We
right?
did.
And today's topic is going to be very different about the angels. We're going to talk about the role that the angels play in the governance of the world. You may be surprised at some of the things that angels have power to do in regard to us. I guarantee you're going to be surprised some of this stuff, okay? All right, so, and as always, feel free to comment, dear friends who are watching. We always want to hear what you have to say. Before that, though, we want to talk about, by the way, there's a picture of our hero, St. Thomas Aquinas. Lived in the 13th century, as I mentioned, 1225 to 1274. And, it took him like 80 years to get canonized.
Jeez.
Isn't that interesting?
That is.
Nowadays, John Paul II got canonized within 15 years, 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he died in 2005. It hasn't even been 20 years.
That's crazy. I always wondered. I thought that you'd think with technology and being able to find out about people sooner, because I feel like it's back in the day when you didn't. I mean, Saint Therese of Lisieux, she was in a convent. They had to like find her writings. She didn't go out and she wasn't someone like Sister Therese, or whatever, whatever it may be. But it does seem to be kind of vary. So I wondered, but St. Thomas was pretty well known in his time, right?
But you're right. I mean, nowadays, like a guy like Archbishop von Sheen, all his writings are on the internet. Everybody has access to them. Everybody can get his books.
He was on TV.
Yeah, like TV. And they say if you want to be canonized, don't do a lot publicly, because the more you say, the more opportunity there is. Like this show, for example, if any of us ever get put up for canonization,
they're going to go back and
Diane will probably be all right because she doesn't say as much.
They're just going to come back and look at my hats and be like, well,
I know.
Like,
You'd be like the hatted one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The patron saint of hats.
Whoa, there you go. The Mad Hatter.
Exactly.
All right, that's the show today. So we do want to talk about April Fool's Day, because today is the Friday of the fourth week of Lent, and it's also April Fool's Day. There's a hat for you. You see that graphic that's on the screen right now? That's kind of like a jester's cap. So, previously, and on this next slide, let me just ask you, do you guys know the answer to this question about me, but are you practical jokers? Do you like to play tricks on people? Anybody out there watching in social media land, do you play tricks? Have you done any today? I've done a few good ones.
Yeah, I do. I haven't done, honestly, since working here, I think I've done more practical jokes in the last few years on April Fools. I do a lot of practical jokes for my friends, not on April Fools. We prank each other's houses and things like that. I've put 200 rubber duckies in one of my friend's house in different places. So I've done a lot of things for sure. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Diane walked in my office today, and this ties in very much to what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about lying. Diane walked in the office, and we sometimes get into political conversations here at the studio. And I looked at Diane, and I said, "Did you hear that President Biden resigned?" And Diane looked at me incredulously, and you kind of bought it, right?
Yeah, because he looks very weak, and he's 80 years old, and one fall, and he might have to give it up.
So, of course, we don't wish ill on anybody, and we don't wish. But anyways, so I was just kidding, because I know Diane kind of follows politics and all that. But I was lying, okay? But part of, joking is lying. If you can't, to tell most jokes are based on kind of trying to trick somebody into believing something that isn't true, right? Mm-hmm. So did I sin by telling that to Diane?
Pretty sure St. Thomas would say yes, doesn't he?
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna kind of look at this, and you tell me, because we're going to read the second part of this, and tell me what you think. I also told Martine that something had happened to his office, that a crane had knocked out one of the walls in his office, and he bought that.
It's for reference for everyone listening. Our office here in Dallas has had some issues, so it isn't entirely
it's not
out of the realm of possibility.
Right.
He also said that my office had flooded, which has happened in the last few weeks. Yeah. And he's like, but he said it was a flood of standing water.
But you didn't believe it.
No, because I already had this day marked on my calendar to not believe anything you say today, basically.
And so I've been trying to play tricks on people all day. I set my wife's alarm clock ahead 2 hours this morning. I did all kinds of crazy stuff. So
I haven't done anything successful, I don't think, today.
Yeah. But it's fun though. But it's also, it makes me nervous because you got one day. And I don't typically plan it, and so I'm always thinking, everybody that I see, I want to trick them one way or the other. All right, so we've already kind of talked about this, but there is a question in the Summa where Thomas says, "Is every lie a sin?" And he basically says yes. And it's on the screen here. An action that is naturally evil in respect of its genus can by no means be good and lawful, since in order for an action to be good, it must be right in every respect, because good results from a complete cause, while evil results from a single defect. Now, a lie is evil in respect of its genus, since it is an action bearing on undue matter, for as words are naturally signs of intellectual acts, it is unnatural and undue for anyone to signify by words something that is not in his mind. Okay, so if I know that President Biden did not resign today, and I look Diane in the eyes, and I say to her, "Did
April
you
Fool?
See?" But what I said was, "Did you hear that President Biden resigned?" I didn't say he did.
Ah.
Okay, so is there wiggle room there?
You found a loophole.
But I was trying to deceive her for sure.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
That's true.
So now you tell me, because now there's in one of the parts of that question, He asks, what about jocose lies, which means like you're joking, like, yeah, you're just kind of, you're playing around like what I'm doing, or hyperbole. Okay. If I said, man, there's 1 million cars in our parking lot, did I sin?
Just really bad at counting. You may have lied in a few math classes
our,
growing up.
Our parking lot,
our parking lot's very barren.
Yeah, or if I say, to my kid, gosh, I've told you that 1,000 times. Okay, did I sin? Because I haven't told him 1,000 times, right? So that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so now listen to this. It's kind of interesting. He says an action may be considered in 2 ways. First, in itself. Secondly, with regard to the agent. Accordingly, a jocose lie from the very genus of the action is of a nature to deceive. Although in the intention of the speaker, it is not told to deceive, nor does it deceive by the way it is told. So he seems to have a little wiggle room here. Nor is there any similarity in the hyperbolical or any kind of figurative expression with which we meet in Holy Writ. Because Augustine says, it is not a lie to do or say a thing figuratively, because every statement must be referred to the thing stated, and when a thing is done or said figuratively, it states that those to whom it is tended understand it to signify. Okay, so I think what he's saying is if I say, man, there's 1 million cars in the parking lot, I have to assume that you all understand
that's an exaggeration.
Yeah, that I'm exaggerating, so I'm not lying, okay? Now, the jocose lie may be a little bit different because I wasn't trying to deceive you by saying there's 1 million cars in the parking lot, right? No, but not trying to convince you that there are 1 million. But if I say Joe Biden resigned today, I am trying to deceive you. All right? So what's the verdict? What do you think?
Ooh. I don't know.
Kind of tough,
huh? Hard. I mean, yeah, because then because I feel like we've talked about this before when we did a show on lying in the past, because we talked about, what if it's for, quote unquote, not bad reasons that you say a lie. So like you're not trying to lie to Diane saying that Joe Biden had resigned to like ruin her day. I don't know, you know what I mean? Do something. You're doing it as a thing, to lighthearted thing.
Yeah.
But then because we talked about it, like, do you tell like your wife, yes, that dress does not make you look good? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a
it's because that's called a white lie, right? And what about irony? If I let's say. Let's just say you're at a party that you really don't want to be at, and somebody says, "How you doing?" And you look at them, and they know you're not happy there, and you say, "Man, I'm having the time of my life.
The best party ever."
Yeah, been the best party I've ever been in my life. Okay, but you're not deceiving, but you didn't say a truth, right? You lied.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's Adrian seems to like the topic. He's with us, so to speak. Anyway, so now there's another thing called folly. Do you know what folly is?
Foley is a thing in film production. It's the sound effects that you do. But Foley, I don't know if it's spelled the same.
No. Is Foley, how do you spell that? F-O-L-E-Y?
Yes.
Okay, no, this is folly. Okay, so folly, like a guy named Erasmus wrote a book called In Praise of Folly. Folly, according to St. Thomas Aquinas, is the opposite of wisdom.
Okay.
And so he would say that folly is a sin. I think that's maybe where you get the word fool or foolish behavior, right? But listen to what he says. He says, folly denotes dullness of sense in judging, and chiefly as regards the highest cause, of course, which is God, which is the last end and the sovereign good. Now, a man may, in this respect, contract dullness in judgment in 2 ways. First, from a natural indisposition, as in the case of idiots. And such like folly is no sin, okay? So if you're an idiot, you did not sin, okay? Do you know any idiots? Because, an idiot is a real category. Like,
we have to be, like, officially diagnosed as an idiot.
Because, there's a category of IQ that a person's an idiot, right?
Right.
You know, I just realized... And this, I'm not saying this because we're talking about idiots and this, but I never said anything about Jonathan not being here.
That's segue though.
I know, that's horrible.
I was totally showing this to him.
No, it was totally independent of me talking about idiots.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
You can't tell a lie, Dave.
No, it made me think more about how funny he is. He's a funny guy. Yeah. So, anyways, if Jonathan's watching right now, he's probably laughing. So Jonathan von Weber-Hansberg is not with us today because he had some issue going on with his family. So we trust and hope that he will be back with us next week. Okay, Adrian says, what about mental reservations? What is he talking about that?
Can you explain further? Are we talking about, is he talking about the idea where you just don't reveal the whole truth or something like that, or you don't reveal, like...
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it.
Mm-hmm. I can't imagine going through my whole life never telling a lie, like no irony, no little sarcasm, no jokes, everything has to be perfectly in line with exactly what you're saying. I think it'd be fun if we always said everything we thought. Because
that would be so entertaining.
Great? Oh, I would just love it. Let's just do that one day. Like everybody say exactly what you're thinking.
Let's make that instead of April Fools. We should have like a special day where that's what it is.
And
like,
then all
speak your mind day.
And somehow like the murder rate would go up.
The murder rate, the divorce rate.
Oh my goodness! People. Oh gosh, that'd be funny.
It'd be such. I think that was a movie plot line recently. I saw something where everyone could hear someone's thoughts or something for a day.
Oh yeah, what was that? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that happened. I don't remember what it was called, but it sounds like.
I remember that.
Yeah, because I saw a commercial for it and I was like, oh man, we
was that was on the Super Bowl? It was on the Super Bowl.
Maybe it was. I think you're right.
It was on the Super Bowl where everybody's thoughts were done out loud. Yeah.
Dangerous.
Very, very dangerous. Okay,
well,
so
it'll make you have a little bit more control over what your mind is on. Because sometimes it's one thing to be able to control what you say, not always what you think, though. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Okay, so if you're an idiot, you did not sin. Secondly, by plunging his sense into earthly things, whereby his sense is rendered incapable of perceiving divine things. Now, I think that is really a big case today. We all get wrapped up in things like an over interest in politics or sports or electronics or our emails or our texts or our kids or whatever, our hobbies, and we're not thinking about spiritual things. And then he quotes 1 Corinthians 2:14, "The sensual man perceiveth not these things that are of the Spirit of God, even as sweet things have no savor for a man whose taste is infected with an evil humor, and such like folly is a sin."
So he says evil humor.
Evil humor?
Evil humor.
Who said that?
Oh, I'm saying it says even as sweet things that savor for a man whose taste is infected with evil humor.
Oh, evil humor.
Evil humor, which I'm interested. What about not evil humor?
Yeah, right. Just kind of good-natured humor.
Good-natured humor. Where obviously you have to know the person you are, making a joke to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. A lot of circumstances that go into it. If you think you're going to make somebody really happy by telling some jokes and they just happen to be, kind of ironic. But St. Thomas Aquinas is very clear that in order for an action to be good, everything has to be good. The object, the intention, the circumstances, it's like everything has to line up. Like a symphony where every instrument is on and nothing goes off. And if one of them goes off, then it's not a good song, right? Okay, let's see. It looks like Adrian's pretty active today. Did you see they did a little kind of April Fool's thing on CDT this morning?
Oh, I missed that. I'll have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, they had Mike Romano on.
Oh, sweet.
And he was doing the they, how people say, oh, well, they say. So Mike Romano was playing they, and they had him like, how when somebody's anonymous and he's like, all you see is the silhouette. And you can't tell who it is. And so how do they do that from a filmmaking standpoint? How do you do that?
You just shine a really bright light in front of behind the person, and you don't have any light in front of them, so it just makes them just like a light from behind.
Oh yeah. Well, how do you not see the light on the screen?
It's behind them, so you just see a slight halo around the back of their head, but their head is mostly covering it.
So you could pull that off.
Mm-hmm. I had to do it actually for one of my lighting classes.
Yeah. All right, so that's that. And today, as promised, later on in the program, we are going to do some fun with trivia. I hope you brought trivia.
Yeah.
Is it? What's the topic?
Oh, I didn't really have an exact theme, but
okay,
yeah.
Good.
Okay, is that good? Because I figured you probably were going to have a theme, and so I decided to avoid that, so we didn't do the same thing.
Since every week for the last 3 months I've had a theme?
Yeah, so I was like, well, we'll probably end up on the same theme, so.
Okay. Diane, when are you going to bring trivia questions?
Oh, I didn't think about it.
Well, and of course, Jonathan isn't here to give us an excuse for why. Although the last couple of weeks, Jonathan's been pretty good. He's had some good stuff.
It's been his Lenten, commitment is to have trivia.
to not be bad at trivia. Okay, so next screen here is a picture of the angels. This is a pretty cool one because angels are really fascinating. We can't really prove they exist. Do you think? I mean, sometimes people claim that they take on human form, but Yeah, that'd be a good question. Can you prove that angels exist? I don't think you can, right? Because they're invisible, Even if somebody said, "Oh, that's an angel over there," walking at the store, well, you can't prove it's an angel.
This is true.
Unless even if you asked them and they said, "Yes, I'm an angel." I mean,
though someone just comes walking up to you, that's how it sounds like a pickup line. If someone came up to you, "Are you an angel?"
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I guess you can't. Oh gosh, I didn't think about that before.
Yeah. Well, there's more where that came from.
Well, like, how certain clergy members or the Vatican can prove if something is demonically possessed. Well, can they prove is something like angelic?
Ooh,
yeah, good point. So if you go to do an exorcism, it's kind of okay. Like let me extend your example here. If somebody gets a sunburn, does that prove that there's a sun? Because there's an effect on them from something. Clearly, it's a physical effect. Well, if somebody's head is spinning around and they're, spinning, like that kind of like the stereotypical possession or exorcism kind of thing. Well, something's doing that to them, right? But can you prove it's a doubt? It's a demon. It's an angel. I don't know, but that's a good point, Diane. That's a very good point. Might be the most profound thing said so far on the program today.
Oh, thank you.
Ding, ding, ding. She wins an award.
Yeah, Diane. Wow, very good. Okay, so what is an angel? An angel is an incorporeal spirit, no body. They're strictly
I have to give myself
applauding yourself, right, for the first time. Okay, so they have intellect, they have will, and that's it. I mean, that's all they have.
All right.
No senses.
Over. We're done. That was
and that's why they're simple, because the simpler you are, generally the better you are. God is perfectly simple. So what's the difference between God and an angel? Everything goes silent. There's a number of things. So what do you think? Do you want me to just say it, or do you want to guess?
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead and say it.
Obviously, one's a creature.
Right. Oh,
one's a creator.
One is spirit.
Well, they both are spirit.
They're
both spirit. But God is infinite.
Yeah, yes.
Meaning that He's not in a place. Okay, so God, an angel. If there's an angel in this room, they would be in a particular place. They're not like everywhere, right? And so that's a teaching of St. Thomas Aquinas, that they're in a place. They move. They can move almost instantaneously, but they do have to move when they go from one place to another place. God doesn't move. God doesn't go from point A to point B because He's everywhere. He's infinite, right? And angels are not eternal, and in the same sense that God is eternal. They're not as simple. They're not all knowing. They don't know thoughts. They don't know the future. They don't that kind of thing. So their intellects are not the same as well. There's a lot of differences. And so there's a lot of them. And so let's talk a little bit about angels in regard to the governance of the world and what authority and role they have over us. Okay, so, and I don't have any of this on the screen, so we're just going to talk about it. Okay, so Thomas asks whether the world is governed by one. Okay, so is the whole world governed by one being? What do you think?
Like one being as in like one angel? Is that what he's saying?
No, just one being.
Just one being.
One being, yeah.
Oh. That seems like a trick question. I don't trust this question. Is this an April Fool's joke?
well, what's your guide? Is the whole world ruled by one? Just one, capital O-N-E, one.
Like one being, not like
one being. No, I didn't say one. Yeah, not one angel, but one being. Okay.
I don't know. I'm really confused.
Okay, no, it is. So God rules the whole world.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why in my brain I was like, but He rules more than just the world.
No. Okay, no, it's not tricky in that regard. So the whole world is ruled by God. Okay, and all things are subject to divine government, right? But then there's an interesting question in the Summa that says, are all things immediately governed by God? Okay, so does He immediately govern every single thing individually?
No.
Okay. That's right, Diane.
Go, Diane.
Okay, so he says, since things which are governed should be brought to perfection by government, this government will be much the greater and better in the degree the things governed are brought to perfection. Now, it is a greater perfection for a thing to be good in itself and also the cause of goodness in others than only to be good in itself. Therefore, God so governs things that He makes some of them to be causes of others in government, as a master who not only imparts knowledge to his pupils, but gives also the faculty of teaching others. Okay, so God has set up a world where he doesn't govern everything individually, but he allows some creatures to govern others. I mean, like think of like a parent and a child relationship. I mean, the parent kind of governs the child, right? And
I govern my dog.
Yeah. That's a good example. Yeah, we govern animals. I mean, we, sheep herders and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, so there's kind of like layers of the government. And okay, then he says, okay, the hierarchies. Do you remember the 9 hierarchies? What they were? I wonder if anybody out there in social media land.
The angelic hierarchy?
The 9 hierarchies. Like there's a seraphim at the top.
Seraphim.
And then there's the angels at the bottom. And then there's 7
cherubim.
more. Yeah, cherubim. The $2,500 donor.
Archangels.
Where do the guardian angels fall?
Yeah, they're the lowest one, like the angels. Yeah.
Archangels.
Yeah, okay, so angels, archangels, and then you got seraphim, cherubim. So now we got 5
Thrones.
more. Thrones, good. And there's 3 groups of 3. So there's like three good groups. I see White Wolf has joined us. All right, welcome, White Wolf. He says, in him and live and move and have our being. In him we live and move and have. Okay, he's talking about the governance, I think, right there. All right, thank you, White Wolf. Glad to see you here. Cherubim and seraphim, powers, principalities. Okay, White Wolf got principalities. There's also virtues. Did you say powers?
No, I did not.
Powers, principalities, thrones, dominations.
So what does each one do? Like, what is their role?
Yeah, gosh, good question, Diane. I'll have some of that, but they all have specific meanings. And Thomas is very adamant in saying that only the bottom 3 directly interact with human beings.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so, which is interesting because, and this is a little kind of complicated, but there's that one story in Isaiah where Isaiah interacts with a seraphim. And even in the Summa, Thomas is like, no, it wasn't. I don't think it was a seraphim. Because you can't interact with a seraphim directly. A human being, it's kind of like, then again, we can interact with God directly, so to speak. But I don't know. It's interesting. Okay, so principalities, archangels, and angels are the only ones that we can directly interact with. Okay, now get this. There's a question that says whether the corporeal creature is governed by the angels. Okay, corporeal creatures would mean like planets, moon, and guess what he says?
I don't know, dude.
The sun?
You're so trigger shy. You're like, I'm not going to guess.
Okay,
the Earth?
Yes.
Yes, you're right.
Woo!
Okay,
Had a 50-50 chance there.
I mean, did anybody know that? That according to St. Thomas Aquinas, the angels are governing the bodies like in space.
Does that mean that if there are aliens, the angels can govern them?
Well, I mean, aliens depends on what an alien is. Is an alien a person? I mean, because a person would be an individual substance of a rational of a nature. So if an alien showed up, well, that's cool to have an alien on the show. Like we said,
our list of dream guests, Dave, is just getting like, we want St. Thomas,
Aquinas,
we want
and an alien, yeah. Oh man, can you imagine? To go viral. I mean, people would be like, man, those people on Back to the Father had an alien on. But no, I mean, if alien had reason, it was rational, then it would be a person. So it wouldn't be, but okay. So, and then it says whether bodies obey the angels as regard local motion. Okay, he says therefore the corporeal nature has a natural aptitude to be moved immediately by the spiritual nature as regards place. Hence, also, the philosophers asserted that the supreme bodies are moved locally by the spiritual substances, whence we see that the soul moves the body first and chiefly by locomotion. So we are moved, our bodies are moved by a spiritual substance. It's by our souls, right? Mm-hmm. And without the soul, we can't move. And so I think what he says was, if you have these physical things moving around the sun or whatever, they must be moved by some kind of spiritual entity. And he says, well, the angels are moving them. But they're not very creative because they're always moving in the exact same.
Yeah, we're just kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, the angels are just kind of like, just keep doing what you're doing.
To be fair, I feel like if they did change something, they'd realize that they'd mess up a lot of other things.
Yeah.
Like just, go an inch off course.
But they're kind of like, doing the roller coaster at Six Flags. There's not a lot of variety, but you're just making sure it's running properly. Right? You don't want it to do a lot of crazy different things.
That's true. You got to work your 9 to 5, do the usual.
Yeah, just like, all right, as long as everything's running perfectly. Okay, so now, can an angel enlighten man? Can an angel enlighten man?
Since I was told I was not being confident, I'm going to say yes.
And you are exactly right.
Yes.
Okay, the human intellect, however, cannot grasp the universal truth itself unveiled, because its nature requires it to understand by turning to the phantasms. Remember we talked about that, abstracting phantasms? Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Like when you
right,
see this,
right.
you see bellness. And you abstracted phantasm. And I think it's like so fascinating.
It's so funny. It's so random.
I don't know.
It's great.
You're bellness.
Yeah, I don't think you're in frame. You got to move it in so everyone can see the cute little
I'm
bell.
sorry. Okay,
There you
here's bellness. Okay,
Baby bellness.
baby bellness. Staplernness. Right? It's so awesome. Okay, so the angels propose the intelligible truth to men under the similitudes of sensible things, that it is impossible for the divine ray to shine on us other than shrouded by a variety of sacred veils. On the other hand, the human intellect, as the inferior, is strengthened by the action of the angelic intellect, and in these two ways, man is enlightened by an angel. So angels actually enlighten us. They propose things to us, and so some of the things that we consider might have been proposed by angels.
So like a thought we might have could have been proposed, or how does that, like, how?
But through a sensible object.
Through a
and
sensible,
that's
okay.
Yeah, and that's where it gets a little tricky.
Okay.
I mean, can they put things in your path? You know,
Like knock a trash can in your path and make it go, ah.
I have a testimony.
Your testimony?
Well,
Okay.
I was doing my taxes in the old studio at KTH,
Yeah.
and for some reason, like I was struggling financially, and I owe taxes. But then and I remember I was in that conference room, and there's like this image statue of the white angel. That statue.
Oh yeah,
is
I remember
over
that
in the
one.
corner.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, like, I got a call, and this was legit that I was getting some type of financial help or something. Then all of a sudden, I had this like intuitive experience, feeling that the angel answered my struggles.
Okay, but the angel didn't like move or anything.
No.
did it?
But I
Okay.
just knew, like, I felt the spirit
Yeah,
of the angel.
And I wonder because, and that's very interesting. But I wonder about like things, and I don't have an answer for this because I'm not sure. Like, the animals, the creatures, now they're moved by their own individual soul, but they're not rational. So who's moving, them? And does God allow? I don't know. Maybe somebody out there, that's brighter than me can say this. Are the angels helping to move irrational creatures? And so, like, if an angel wanted to like move a cockroach into your office, and
I would have something to say with that to that angel, but yes.
Yeah, I mean, then it would, because it would certainly impact you. And could they do that kind of thing?
Yeah,
because
or if you're like, you hear about all those animals that rescue people and stuff like that, that do things.
Whether they can move them into the right place,
at least that would help them.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, can the angels change the will of man? And that is a big no-no. Because if they change our will,
individual will.
Yeah, because if they changed our will, then we wouldn't have free will, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can an angel change man's imagination?
Ooh, okay. Imagination by, I have no idea. That's a really interesting thought.
I think so.
You think they can?
our
So they can change our imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah, because man, you think about it. You can't imagine anything that you haven't seen or experienced, right? You're not going to get some like totally think of some creature that you've never seen. You're not going to be able to imagine it unless you take.
From something.
I could take like a horse and a snake and mold them together into like some snake horse, but it's only because I've taken two things that I've experienced. Okay, so our imagination is always from the sensible, and if the angel can present something to us physically that might impact our imagination, our dreams, our fantasies, that kind of thing. All right, interesting, huh?
It is interesting.
Okay, and can an angel change our senses? Or can an angel change the human senses?
We're talking about like the five senses of like those senses.
Yeah, can you change the senses?
I
No.
don't know why they would, but yes. 'Cause why not? Let's
I love
see.
where there's like a question mark at the end of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Confidently. No.
Okay, so he says yes. Okay.
Nailed it.
The senses may be changed in a twofold manner: from without, as when affected by the sensible object, and from within, for we see that the senses are changed when the spirits and humors are disturbed. Okay, whatever. As for example, a sick man's tongue charged with choleric humor, tastes everything as bitter, and the like with other senses. Now, an angel, by its natural power, can work a change in the senses both ways, which would almost seem like they can do something internally. Like, I don't know. Wow, how that
powerful.
Yeah. So they have a lot more influence on us than you might think. Okay, so are all men guarded by angels?
Yes.
Yes. Whether each man is guarded by an angel? Yes.
Yes.
You remember It's a Wonderful Life,
Yeah.
Clarence?
Good
Yeah. Okay, here's an interesting one. Whether an angel guardian ever forsakes a man. Okay.
Oh, like a guardian angel walks away and it's like,
Yeah,
I'm not like Sissel falls down one too many times, like, I am tired of trying to keep this girl alive.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think it ever forsakes? Like, what about if a person goes to hell? Does that angel like?
I'm not following you here, man.
I can only go so far down with you, buddy.
Ooh.
Okay.
Do
Do they?
I want to say that they wouldn't, but yeah, I'll say no.
Okay. Are there any comments?
Yeah,
it looks like White Wolf has
there's
been
a
pretty
few,
active.
definitely. I was gonna wait till we got to an pausing point, but
yeah, well, we can pause now.
Okay,
I'll take a sip of my water and pause.
Okay, let's see. He mentioned that Elias interacted with the seraphim, but I don't remember that.
Elias?
Yeah.
Who's Elias?
I'm not sure if he's like
Is
I'm not sure. So, and then he goes, there's also actually the paradise, the Garden of Eden, where is it a seraphim that is guarding the Garden of Eden? What type of angel was
did it say?
Did it say? I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't know.
Let's see. Angels have powerful knowledge. For example, just by examining something that was mass produced, an angel could tell you what day, an hour it was produced, or how many were produced before it.
Okay.
Then
now angels don't know our secret thoughts. They don't know the future. I mentioned that before, so they don't know what we're thinking. But then they see. Okay, like I think for example, like with the whole imagination thing, right? I could like put. I don't know what would tempt you guys, like a hot fudge sundae or a pizza or something. I could put that in front of you, and all of a sudden, I have now impacted your imagination, right? Or I could, like put something. We're very visual people. We put some visual in front of somebody, and all of a sudden, their imagination has changed. I think angels have the capability of doing that, but again, how do they put the physical thing in front of us? That's a good question.
And then this one I thought you would be interested in. He goes, animals have intellect and imagination. We have innate imagination. For example, we have a natural fear of snakes or scorpions, which you don't agree with. You don't agree with.
He has not met my 8-year-old son, who we go snake hunting and he'll grab for the snake. Yeah, that's White Fang that said. White Wolf. White Fang.
I'm making it up now.
Yeah, I don't. Now, what was the first part of natural?
So he's talking about although the animals do not have nearly as high of a reason as we do, they cannot abstract, but they definitely have an intellect and imagination. We have an innate imagination. For example, we have a natural fear of snakes and scorpions.
Okay. He said angels can discern the future. Well, we can discern the future. I mean, I can discern, where I'll be 10 years from now, but that doesn't mean I know the future, right?
Right.
And I think there's also the thing where, if you see a car going 60 miles per hour down the freeway going west, you can pretty much predict that in, 1 minute it's going to be 1 mile ahead, but that doesn't mean you know the future, but you're reading the signs of the physical signs of things, right? I think angels since they're so smart, can do that. All right, here's another interesting one. Do angels grieve for the ills of those whom they guard?
Ooh. So does like when I'm like ill or something, or do make bad decisions?
Yeah.
My guardian angel
Do they
crying?
grieve? Yeah. What do you think?
Well, I'm really sorry if they do.
Have you grieved them?
I've grieved you.
Diane, you want to weigh in on this one? Do angels grieve?
Diane.
And there's a very good reason for this. Boy, White Wolf is just going nuts with these comments.
I think
thanks.
they do.
Good comments, White Wolf. You think they grieve?
Yes.
Okay, Sissel, do you want to agree or disagree?
Well, I'll say no, just for competition's sake.
They do not, because an angel assigned to us is a angel that has reached beatitude, and there can be no sorrow, no pain. It's kind of like in heaven. The whole question about if, like, let's say you go to heaven and God forbid one of your siblings goes to hell, well, you would not grieve for them. You would think that you would, but you can't, because there can't be any pain, or somehow you would just realize, well, justice was served, and so the angel does not grieve for you, so don't worry about that. Okay, are men assailed by demons? Yes, they are. Whether it is, do they tempt us? Yes. Okay, well, are all sins due to the temptation of the devil? Are all sins due to the temptation of the devil?
No.
Ooh,
I think, God
I don't know
gave
if I
us
can
free will, and we're weak mortal beings. I mean,
And so some of it's just because of our wounded nature, and it's not the devil.
Yeah.
that's what I was
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
Oh.
exactly.
Go Diane.
Okay, can demons lead men astray by means of real miracles?
Of real miracles. So
Yeah,
like, can
they
do
lead us?
something?
They lead us astray by means of real
Ooh.
miracles.
No.
Yes.
Okay, Sissel is right. He says, if we take a miracle in the strict sense, the demons cannot work miracles, nor can any creature but God alone, since in the strict sense, a miracle is something done outside the order of the entire created nature, under which order every power of a creature is contained. But sometimes miracle may be taken in a wide sense, for whatever exceeds the human power and experience. And thus demons can work miracles, that is, things which rouse man's astonishment, by reason of their being beyond his power and outside his sphere of knowledge. It's kind of like if we brought some like genius in here, and he's doing these like amazing math formulas where he can multiply 18,362 times 14,000, and he's got the answer right there. Well, that amazed us, and it would seem miraculous because we're astounded by it.
Right.
But it's not really miraculous. It's just that his intellect is so much greater than what we could do that we're astounded by it, and it seems miraculous. And since angels are so smart, they astound people, and then we're like, whoa, that's pretty crazy, right? Okay, and then let's see. Now this is kind of interesting. This will be the last one here, okay? And then we'll move on to our next phase of our program. Okay, whether a demon who is overcome by man is for this reason hindered from making further assaults. So once we defeat a demon,
So a demon is tempting us,
and you
we
don't
are
take
like, nah,
the
bro.
bait.
That's exactly the conversation I would have. No,
right. No, bro.
no, bro. You have been blocked. Does that mean that he's like mortally wounded by?
Yeah, like he can't come back.
He can't come back. He's like demoted from tempting duties.
Yeah. What do you think?
I really would love to say yes. I just don't know if I have that power.
You don't have the power to say yes?
Well, no.
The power to...
The power to, send a
Okay.
demon away.
What do you think, Diane?
I think if Jesus said, get behind thee, Satan, then...
Get me? Okay. All right. So this is it. Some say that once a demon has been overcome, he can no more tempt any man at all, neither to the same nor to any other sin. And others say that he can tempt others, but not the same man. This seems more probable as long as we understand it to be so for a certain definitive time. Wherefore, it is written, all temptations being ended, the devil departed from him for a time. There are two reasons for this. One is on the part of God's clemency, for as Chrysostom says, the devil does not tempt man for just as long as he likes, but for as long as God allows. For although he allows him to tempt for a short time, he orders him off on account of our weakness. Okay, so God's like, get away from him because, they're too weak. The other reason is taken from the astuteness of the devil. Ambrose says the devil is afraid of persisting because he shrinks from frequent defeat. That the devil does nevertheless sometimes return to the assault is apparent from Matthew 12:44. I will return into my house from whence I came out. Okay, so it's kind of a... yes and no answer,
Oh, great St. Thomas Aquinas answer.
but it sounds, I know, it's a very, very classic Aquinas. So if if the devil keeps getting defeated, he's very prideful. And so they're going to be like, I'm going. I mean, you're always going to want the low-hanging fruit. You're going to probably go to somebody that's more easy to deceive, right?
Easy target.
Unless they just want a challenge.
And then they can consult their uncles and get more
What?
screw tape letters.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Got
That's
a
funny.
couple-
I just today I was holding screw tape letters.
Oh, yeah?
My daughter wants to read it.
Oh, really? It's a good one. I talked about doing that in our discipleship group. I love that book.
Yeah.
A couple more comments from White Wolf. He was saying that yes, angels grieve and have sorrow when we started discussing it, but he was saying that there's grief in heaven because Our Lady of La Salette, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, for example, wept over the sins of France and Ireland, which brings up a point because Mary has come and had apparitions during a really hard time. So how do we respond to that as far as there being no
Mary is Our Lady of La Salette. She's had apparitions of grieving
because,
angels.
No. For example, she wept over the sins of France and Ireland, and she's in heaven. We're talking about,
But she's not an angel.
No, we were talking about.
It's okay. I see. Because they're in heaven. Yeah, I think it would be. It's kind of like when it says God, regretted making man, or we're assigning human emotions to God. Who God cannot have emotions. God has no passions. And so I think it would be the same thing where, like maybe Our Lady would rather it be different and she grieves kind of so that we can relate to it. But
right.
I don't think Our Lady could grieve in heaven. I mean, that'd be a horrible heaven. Can you imagine being in heaven and looking down on earth at all
that's
stupid,
really terrible.
stupid things. Then you'd be no different than on earth.
Everyone in heaven right now would be very sad.
I know. That'd be horrible. All right. So that's that. And thanks for all the comments, especially White Wolf. Boy, White Wolf, you have.
Wins the number
I wonder
one fan badge.
where does White Wolf live? I wonder. Where is
what area? That'd be great if you let us know.
Yeah, where are you from? All right. Any thoughts or comments on angels before we move on? Diane, did you learn anything today?
Oh yeah, a lot. So I always want to study the angels. That's the one thing.
They fascinate
Yeah,
people.
they do.
really
They
do.
do.
Yeah.
So.
The last time we talked about, do they move? Do they talk to each other? That kind of stuff. So we kind of went over different things. There's actually two sections of the Summa.
Really?
Yeah, there's like a big section on the angels, and then when he gets into the governance of the world, there's a whole different section. Like this stuff is very different from the first thing that we learned.
Didn't we? It was completely different. Didn't we say in the last one? Didn't how angels get from one place to another? Don't they just think about that and then they get there?
Yeah, they will it.
They will it. That's
and then they
my
will
dream.
their thoughts also.
Yes. Man, you know how many times I'm lying in bed and forget to turn off the light? That I'd love to just will myself over there.
Yeah, but you'll be able to do that in heaven too.
Oh, thank
God. Because humans can do that. Yeah, and you can go through walls.
Yep. Also looking forward to that.
And you'll be like shiny, with the gift of clarity, and so heaven's gonna be awesome.
Hey, it is.
And if we all get there, we'll be like, hey, remember we talked about this on Back to the Father?
All of our Back to the Father
the three of us and White Wolf.
By the way, White Wolf is in La Salles of Utah.
Oh, what Utah?
That's cool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well,
Very
welcome.
good.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good to have you with us. All right, do you want to move on to a trivia time?
All right, it's that time of the show where we give Dave Summa to think about it, or today I guess I should say I give Dave something to think about, and he gives it right back.
Which is interesting because 2 days ago I would have said Jonathan's going to be here and Sissel will not because Sissel was illin.
I was supposed to be on retreat today.
She was illin and chillin'.
But I'm back.
And now she's back.
And Jonathan's not.
Jonathan was not able to make it.
God was part of God's plan. I was not supposed to go on the retreat so that I could be here to give you trivia.
Otherwise, it would have been me and Diane.
Yeah.
But Diane's pretty interested in this, so we would have gotten through. Wouldn't have had that Sissel's hat though. That was
true.
Okay, do you want to go first?
Sure. So I remember I said that I didn't have a theme, but then I realized because I had a few different questions, and I realized some of them were kind of a theme, so I kind of lied. That was not a lie it wasn't an intentional lie.
You were mistaken.
Just as an FYI.
Yeah. Okay.
So my theme is numbers and Bible. Yeah. So numbers in the Bible.
Okay.
So
all right.
A few questions involving numbers about the Bible. So are you ready?
Yeah.
Diane,
how many total questions?
1, 2. Sorry, I have to count. 1, 2, 3. 5, I think.
5? Okay.
4 or 5, I can't.
So Diane and I, do we shout it out or do we each give you our answer?
1,
we'll shout it out.
3.
Okay. First one to get it, right?
4.
Okay.
First one to get it. Now, some of these, if neither of you get it, then it's going to be closest to. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. It's 4 questions. My bad.
Okay.
I miscounted.
And once you say your answer, that's
it.
Yeah, you're done.
All right. What is the longest book in the Bible?
Genesis.
Psalms.
Yes, it is Psalms.
All right.
Okay, Dave
With-
gets a.
And now the follow-up question is going to be, how many Psalms are there?
Oh, is this a trick question? Okay. 150.
Very good.
Oh, I have no idea.
Giant's like,
Sister,
no,
you
it's
gotta wake
I
up
need
early
to
in the
study
morning
the
to try
Bible.
it. Okay, so I
100
think sometimes some people may say there's 151, but
no,
yeah,
150.
there's 150.
And
okay.
for your reference, there are 2,461 verses and 30,147 words.
Of course.
Just so, because
Yeah.
I knew you'd have those off.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
want to like make anyone feel bad, for not knowing that. Okay, how many books did Paul write in the Bible?
Okay. Well, there's 27 total books in the New Testament. So if you take the Gospels out, you're down to 23. John wrote 3. Now you're at 20.
13.
Jude is 19. Acts of the Apostles will bring it to 18. Peter will bring it down to 16. And Philemon down to 15. I'm going to say 14.
14. Diane is right.
Oh,
13.
13,
I like how
really?
you went through a whole rationale.
Diane, did you know that, or did you guess?
Well, so I remember in CCD class.
Oh,
You're
really?
right.
Okay,
Nice.
13. Well done, Diane.
Very
Okay,
good,
So it's
Diane.
2-1. This is
Hey.
this is a nail biter.
All right, this could even it up, and I could probably find another question. I have a couple of other, but okay. At what age did Sarah, the wife of Abraham, die?
Whoa. Okay, closest one to it.
Closest one to it.
I'm gonna say 120.
Diane,
96.
96. All right, Dave, 127.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
127. Very good. All
Wow.
right.
So
that's-
Diane is
wow.
statistically eliminated.
There you go.
There we go. Those are my
that's all
numbers
right.
in the Bible.
Is that it?
Yeah, that
I
was
thought
it.
there were 5.
I corrected myself. There was actually
Oh,
4.
okay.
I have one more, but it's so easy. I don't think it's even.
Well,
do you want me to do
Yeah,
it?
so
Go
first
ahead.
person to shout
All
it
right,
out.
first
yeah.
person to shout it out. So be paying attention. How many days and nights did it rain when Noah was on the
40.
For-
Take
40
that,
days
take
of-
that, Diane. No, but I'm
40 days
impressed.
for life.
Okay, very good. Thank you for that. What theme do you think I've chosen for today?
Something to do with April Fools and Saints or something like that. I don't know.
Angels, I don't know.
Angels.
Well, I was going April Fools.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, April Fool's.
Well, because I was
trivia.
thinking that there are some things I was going to look up some stuff about. There are certain saints that liked playing practical jokes. I thought you might have gone that route.
Oh, okay. I did not go that route.
All right.
All right.
Missed
So I'm glad
opportunity.
I'm not totally predictable. Okay, name the 4 angels who are specifically named in Scripture.
Okay, Gabriel.
Gabriel,
Is Michael actually named? Raphael.
Raphael,
Michael
Michael.
and,
Who's the last
oh
one?
gosh.
Uh-oh.
Starts with an S. Cereal? Cereal.
Sirius XM. So
I don't remember who the last one is.
when I say it, you're gonna say "duh."
Duh, yeah.
I mean, like really obvious.
No.
Like okay. Let's see if anybody out there.
Can someone phone a friend? Somebody
okay.
save us.
Okay, that's your hint. When I say it, you're gonna say, "Well, of course." I mean, so obvious. Okay, you want me to say it?
Yeah.
Uriel.
Lucifer.
Oh.
Lucifer. Oh my gosh.
That's just annoying.
I
That's just
told you,
annoying.
because you're only thinking of good angels.
Yeah, of course I am.
Okay. Only one angel is called an archangel.
Michael.
There.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at you,
Okay,
Diane.
all right.
Diane-
That's my favorite saint.
Okay. I already mentioned this earlier, so this is kind of an easy one.
Okay.
Which book in Scripture refers to a seraphim angel by
Oh.
name?
Is it Revelation?
No.
Genesis.
No. Remember I said that Thomas. No, it's.
Clearly, we weren't paying attention earlier.
Matthew?
Kind of like the rest of the
Yeah.
show. No, Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Isaiah
Oh,
had an
okay.
interaction with it.
Makes
okay.
sense. I feel like everything's in
Okay,
Isaiah.
here's I think I'm putting my money that Sissel will get this one since she's a
Okay.
Bible. But
Expert.
Diane, Diane's been pretty good this
She
this
has.
show. What fraction of the angels rebelled against God?
Oh.
1/3. I don't know.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're
I feel
right.
like she's right.
I am.
I was going between
But
1/3
she
and
does.
1/4. She got it.
See,
Oh my gosh, Diane.
Diane has to follow her gut.
She
Yeah.
does. She just goes with it and she knows it. That's what-
Okay, so the last question, and this one may take a little bit. We got a few
Okay.
minutes here.
Okay.
Okay. According to this one particular website that I found,
So a reliable source.
yeah, there are 26 different names for the devil in Scripture?
Oh.
Okay, so how many can you get?
Okay, Satan.
Some of them. Okay, so
Satan.
Okay, so Sissel got Satan.
Lucifer.
Right?
Are we counting that as a name for the devil?
Wait.
Beelzebub.
Let me just check and see. Of course, I would think for sure Lucifer. Let's see. Does the Bible actually call him Lucifer?
I don't remember.
All
right. Well,
Beelzebub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one. That one.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. So Diane got Beelzebub. Beelzebul. It actually is. Okay.
The devil.
Okay. Sister gets devil.
Devil.
Mammon.
Okay. What?
Mammon.
Mammon.
Mammon. M-A-M-M-O-N.
No.
This is like evil one.
So the evil
evil
one.
one. The evil
Okay.
one.
Yes, the evil one.
The
Yes.
evil one.
The evil one is one.
What's another one?
Some of these are real obvious. Some of them are like, what? Never heard of that. But they all come from Scripture.
Hold on.
Um,
if you'd asked me for names of Jesus, we could have been
Love
flying through this.
but remember, we're talking about angels here. Jesus was not an angel. And those of us out there in social media land, if you want to guess,
the serpent. Does that count? Serpent? Because he
let's
came as a serpent.
see. The
No, it's a bit of a
serpent. No,
stretch.
the old serpent. Yes, the old serpent.
I didn't know if that was a stretch or not.
So Sissel has 4, Diane has 1. And it's still anybody's game.
Anyone else in the comments want to have any?
Wait. No, Diane said the manman one. Okay,
Yeah,
that's not it. Some of these again, not to.
Some of them are pretty obvious still that we've missed.
Yeah, some of them you'll be like, oh, of course.
They don't call anything like the Antichrist or anything like that in the Bible, do they?
No. The Antichrist, I don't think
so.
it's not the devil. The Antichrist is not.
Father of lies. I don't know.
Father of lies.
Oh,
yes.
Prince of Darkness.
Okay, Diane
Prince of
got
Darkness.
that.
Yeah,
Prince of Darkness.
Wait,
is that
hold on. It's got to be the ones that are on this list. That one is not on there. Not on.
No Prince of Lies.
Now the liar.
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 Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay. So Sissel got liar.
Well.
Let's see. All right. Anybody guessing out there in social media
it's
land?
Pretty quiet.
Do you want me to tell you the rest of them?
Our friends
Sure,
who
yes.
abandoned us.
Okay. It's interesting. Daystar.
That's not what I think of a name for
Yeah,
it.
which is interesting because there's that network called Daystar.
Oh yeah.
But they're actually named after the devil.
I don't know because again, you wouldn't think if you're naming your
I
company,
know.
you wouldn't think to cross-check. Is that a name of a devil? The devil in the Bible?
Son of the morning, the anointed cherub, which is interesting because I
Question:
thought
if he's the son of the morning, does that mean mornings are evil and that we really should be getting up early?
right. the tempter.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's
Ruler of demons. The enemy.
Okay. Well.
Okay. Murderer.
Oh.
Ruler of this world. God of this age. Angel of light, which that's what Lucifer means. Belial. Ruler of the authority of the air. I'm surprised you didn't get that one. The adversary. Yeah.
Some of these are quite on the nose. It's like, all right, does that really count though?
Yeah. Roaring lion. The angel of the abyss. Apollon, whatever. Dragon.
Yeah, dragon.
Dragon, yeah.
Deceiver of the whole world.
Wow.
And the accuser.
The accuser.
You've heard of the accuser, right?
Yeah,
so,
I've heard of the accuser.
all right. So Sissel got 5,
Something like that.
and Diane got 2. All right, nothing to be ashamed of. You guys
Diane
did
got
very
some
well.
of the hard ones.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to do it. Thanks everybody for joining us for this thrill-packed edition of Back to the Father, and we'll see you next week. We will be back, God willing, next week with a new topic. So see you then. Thanks for joining us. God bless you.
Thanks for joining us for Back to the Father. And don't forget, the glory of God is the human person fully alive. If you have comments about the show, email Dave Palmer at grnonline.com.